In this packet tracer example, we will configure Dynamic NAT on Cisco routers. For our configuration, we will use the NAT topology on the screen. Here, we have a local network consist of different host devices at the left side. At right side, we have a router that we will use as a remote host device on internet. Now, let's check IP configurations of the host devices. Here, IP address and default gateway are OK. The default gateway is the fast Ethernet 0/0 interface IP address of the router. The other IP address configurations on the other host devices are also OK. Now, let's check IP address configurations on the middle router, in which we will do the NAT configuration. With show IP interface brief command, we can check interface IP addresses. We will do something on router 2 before NAT configuration on router 1. Router 2 will be used as a remote host device, so we will disable routing on it. To do this, we will use no IP routing command. Then we will set default gateway IP address with IP default gateway 212.100.100.2 command. After saving our configuration, we will do a quick test before NAT config. We will open debug for ICMP packets with debug IP ICMP command. We will ping host device PC0 from router 2 to see that how router 2 know PC0. As you can see, when we send ping packets to PC0, ping replies are coming from 10.0.0.2 address. Normally in real life, this address cannot be used on internet because it is a private block IP address. With NAT configuration, we will assign a public IP address to this device that can be used globally on internet. Now it is time to do our Dynamic NAT network address translation configuration. To do this, we are going to router 1. With IP NAT inside command, we are setting fast Ethernet 0/0 as inside NAT interface. And with IP NAT outside command, we are setting interface fast Ethernet 0/1 as outside NAT interface. Now, we will create a pool of public IP addresses. Private IP addresses of the host devices will be changed with these addresses. To do this, we will use IP NAT pool IP Cisco 50.50.50.150.50.50.100 netmask 255.255.255.0 command. Here, IP Cisco is the name of our pool. You can give any name to your pool. And the IP range defined after pool name can also be different in your scenario. Then we will select the internal network with an access list, ACL. We will use ACL number 10, and after this step, we will define this access list. To select inside network, we will use IP NAT inside source list 10 pool IP Cisco. Here, our internal network will be NATed to the pool IP Cisco dynamically. Now, let's define our ACL. We could do this before that, the previous command also, with access list 10 permit 10.0.0.0.0.0.255 command, we will select our internal network devices with their IP addresses. After saving our NAT configuration, we are ready to test our NAT config. To do this, we are going to router 2 again. As you remember, it is a host on internet. We will ping host devices in the local network again. As you can see, ping replies are coming from a different IP address, from a public IP address in our IP Cisco NAT pool. When we ping the other PC, the replies are coming from another public IP in the NAT pool. Lastly, the replies of last PCs are also coming from another public IP in the pool. This means that our dynamic NAT configuration is working. Different public IP addresses are assigned to the host devices dynamically. Let's also check NAT statistics with show IPNAT statistics command. We can also check NAT translations with show IPNAT translations command. There are some translations here. We can also check NAT table with inspect tool on Packet Tracer. There is no value here. Let's ping from router 2 to host devices again. After the ping, it is filled with translations, as you can see. Let's ping the other PCs. As you can see, NAT table is filled. On CLI, we can use show IPNAT translations command again. Here, different IP addresses are on the list because of the dynamic assignment. We have finished Cisco Dynamic NAT configuration on Packet Tracer. You can also learn how to do static NAT and PAT configurations on Cisco devices. If you like this video, please do not forget to like and share with your friends. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Good luck.